This is Mackenzie and I'm back for my 35-week pregnancy vlog. Not a ton has happened, but I do have some things to update on. I am 35 weeks on Wednesdays. So I just turned 35 weeks a couple days ago. And I had a doctor's appointment on Thursday. So on Thursday, of course they do your blood pressure and your weight gain and all that good stuff, and everything is normal. So far I've gained 28 pounds, which is not too bad. I am still 8 pounds under my goal for the pregnancy. So I have 5 weeks left and 8 pounds that I'm okay with gaining. If I don't gain the full 8 pounds, I will be thrilled. If I go over a little, that's a bummer, but I'll be okay with that too. I think at this point I'm gonna be probably hitting right around my goal mark, I think. So, everything looked good though. They feel the belly, and since I have a midwife, like, they're trained to tell a lot more things just through feeling, whereas like some OBs would order an ultrasound. So they felt, and they said that he's head down, but he's not engaged in the pelvis yet, so he's still floating, which means that he could flip. He probably won't, but we won't be, like, we're not able to say for sure until he's actually engaged in the pelvis. So to help that process along, I am supposed to be walking or like swaying my hips when I'm standing up and stuff like that, and maybe leaning forward and doing it a little, just to encourage him to go ahead and drop down into the pelvis, even if it's just a little bit. That way he doesn't flip again. And then she felt, and she said, she asked how big Evelyn was, and I told her Evelyn was 8'2", and then they asked, like when she came, which was like right around 39 weeks, but we induced with her due to some circumstances, like personal stuff, not medical really, which is horrible, I know. Won't do that again. But anyways, but she said that she thinks Josiah will be closer, oh my goodness, oh, sorry, closer to the like 9-pound range, like in the high 8 pounds or in the low 9-pound range. And they measured my belly, or the fundal measurement, which is from like your pubic bone to the top of your uterus, and I was measuring 37 weeks. So pretty much ever since they've started measuring me, I've measured 2 to 3 weeks ahead the whole time, which at this point we're kind of just thinking is just because he's big. Like, he's gonna be a big baby, and that's okay. I'm not worried about it. But I really don't think it's like an indicator that he'll come early for sure. Of course, I wouldn't mind at all if he came a week or 2 early, as long as he was healthy and stuff, but I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think he'll probably make it close to his due date and just be big. I think that's what's going to happen. So other than that, oh my god, pregnancy symptoms, that is one of them. I have been exhausted. I am so tired all the time. It doesn't matter what I'm doing or what is going on, like, I'm exhausted. I could have slept 12 hours the night before or 2, and it doesn't matter which it is, like, I still feel just as crappy and tired. I really haven't had that like surge of energy, like the nesting stuff that they say you get about usually 2-ish weeks before you deliver. It'll start setting in, and I haven't had that at all. So I'm definitely not nesting so much. I mean, there's been like little things that have bothered me, like clutter and stuff, and my husband thought that I was being a pain. But I really don't think it's nesting so much because like this place is really a wreck. I need to get on that. And I still have not packed my hospital bag. Oh my goodness, I know, it's horrible. So I have got to get on that very soon. Another pregnancy symptom, oh my gosh, is that I'm not very hungry anymore. Like, I can eat just a little bit and I'll feel full. And I think it's, you know, probably just because he's so big and taking up so much room now that there's not much room for me to put any food. And so I'm not eating as much. But then when I do start to get hungry, it's like out of nowhere. I mean, there's really no working up to it. It'll just hit me and I'm like, oh, I'm starving, you know? And then I like have to find something fast. But then it'll just be something small and I'll be full again. So that's kind of how that's going. And now that I am 35, a little over 35 weeks now, I'm trying to plan and prepare for the birth, which, like, at this point, it's kind of, it's far enough where I want to start encouraging him to, you know, like, get in position and go into the pelvis and, like, be ready, but not quite far enough for me to be actively trying to get him to come, because I wouldn't want to have a 35-week baby. But if he's anything like his sister, he's going to be stubborn and it's going to take a few weeks of me trying before he actually comes. So at this point, I'm just like in the shower, whenever I can think about it, I just like lean forward and I rock my hips, and that's supposed to help him engage into the pelvis. And evening primrose oil, which if you are interested in information on that, I can give you some. But evening primrose oil is thought to help soften the cervix, and it does not induce labor, but it softens your cervix. That way when you do go into labor, your labor should be faster, basically. Because if your cervix is soft, you'll dilate faster when the time comes. So I have not started doing that yet, but probably at 36 weeks I'll start doing evening primrose oil daily. And the other thing that you can do, evening primrose oil has the same effect really as semen. So that's kind of gross. But if you're having sex too, that can also help to soften your cervix for when the time does come that you go into labor. So those are just a couple of things to kind of encourage, like getting ready for the labor and delivery process, but not really pushing myself into labor quite yet. And then as it gets closer to time, we're going to start walking, which walking is wonderful because it can encourage your body to go into labor, but more often than not, it's really just going to help you more than anything. Because if you are walking, that helps your body be stronger and build up for when labor does happen. You're probably not going to put yourself into labor walking unless you just really overdo it, but it can help your body to be ready for when it does happen. And then once you do start going into labor, like early labor, walking can speed up the process a little bit. So we're going to start doing some more serious like walking soon, but not right away. And there's some other things that I've thought about. I really want to keep it on the more natural like approach of things. I'm not gonna try like crazy stuff. Like I would never do castor oil, or there's some other really weird stuff out there, but more natural stuff, just like walking and preparing your body and stretching and just stuff like that. Even if it doesn't make me go into labor any sooner, it'll help prepare me for when it does happen. So that's kind of what I've started thinking about this week, now that we're kind of getting further in. And like I said, probably in the 36th week I will start implementing a couple of things, and then at 37 weeks we'll go on from there and try to really get things going as far as like the walking goes and stuff. But I really don't, like, my preference is for him to stay in until the beginning of January. That way we have help. But this is just like my plans as to how we're gonna make this happen. So other than that, I'm doing pretty good, just tired and not able to eat much. Oh gosh. I love how I wasn't even yawning, and now I make a video and I'm yawning like every 2 seconds. But like I said, other than that, really not much else going on. My due date is January 9th. Oh, I have weekly appointments now. So my appointment this week was on a Thursday so I could meet one of the new midwives. But from now on, it'll be every Wednesday. And usually it's in the afternoon. That way my husband can go as well. But I think the day after Christmas, it's in the morning because they're only working a half day or something crazy. So, really not much else to update on, but that's how I'm doing at this 35th week of pregnancy. And we are getting very excited and anxious to meet our little man. Alrighty, well, I will see you guys in my next vlog. Talk to you later. Bye.